Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Tech It Out video. Today I'm going to be doing something a bit different, something aimed a lot more towards the budget PC builders looking for an adequate graphics card on a minimum budget in 2019. So the first graphics card I decided to pick up for the start of this series is the EVGA GTX GeForce 760 2GB card. It's a fan blower style card with 2GB of VRAM. To power this device, you need an 8-pin and a 6-pin device and a 600 watt minimum power supply. So essentially what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be reviewing the GTX 760 2GB to see if it's still adequate in 2019 for you guys to play at 1080p high medium settings. That's what we're kind of going to go for, and I want to show you the performance that you can get, the maximum performance you can get out of this card, and if it's the right card for you to choose in your budget build. Some of the games that we're going to be benchmarking today include PUBG, Counter-Strike, Fortnite, Apex Legends, Overwatch, and maybe some more, but we'll see. I'll decide along the way. I'm also going to be taking temperatures to see how hot this card gets during the gameplay on full load, as I do expect the blower card to get a lot hotter than your 2-fan, 3-fan normal designs. The test bench I'll be testing it with is actually my personal computer. The CPU that I'm using is a Ryzen 2600X and it's overclocked to 4 GHz. The cooler I'm using is a 120mm Cooler Master all-in-one RGB cooler. Hey, RGB! The motherboard I'm using is a B450MA. The motherboard I'm using is a B450MA Mortar Titanium. The motherboard I'm using is a B450MA Mortar Titanium motherboard. The RAM I'm using is 32GB of DDR4 at 2933 MHz. It's the G.Skill Triton Z RGB memory. And if anyone's wondering, I have a 700 watt Thermaltake RGB 80 plus bronze power supply in my case. So with all that covered, guys, finally I did pay $60 from a Facebook marketplace seller. Really nice guy. He let me pick it up for cheap. He was trying to sell it for $80 and let me have it for $60. You can probably find it kind of similar online, maybe maxing out at about $100. You don't really want to spend that much, in my opinion, on a 760 2GB. There is also a 4GB variant that you can pick up that'll probably be a little bit more pricey. I bet it's got that extra 2GB of VRAM. It depends on how high you're playing your games and settings. $60, not a bad price point for this card. So with that said, let's get on with the benchmarks, temperatures. I'll see you in the next clip. Future Tech Man incoming. So creepy. Hey guys, just quickly tuning in just to show you the settings that I was saying about the overclock is actually correct and I'm not jipping yous. My 2600 is 4 GHz. Memory, it's 2933 MHz. And then we've got the GTX 760 plugged in. So we're good to go. There she is there in all her glory. Doesn't look that good because my cable's all over the shot. But yeah, that'll be fixed later. But there you go. Kind of what my system looks like. Nothing too over the top. But yeah, let's get on with the benchmarks. Let's go. Alright guys, so I just finished up the benchmarks for PUBG, CSGO, Fortnite, Apex, and Overwatch. Here are the temperatures. So the GPU did max out at 72 degrees Celsius, which is kind of what I expected for a blower style fan graphics card. That's kind of normal for them to go extremely high. Here are the clock speeds that it maxed out at. It maxed out at 1228 megahertz. I attempted to overclock, but it didn't really have much leg room, which I kind of expected, so I didn't bother with all the overclocking. We're just going to cut that out, it's no big deal. The fan, however, was fairly loud. I didn't actually get a chance to record it under full load. I have my case side panel off, just so I can actually hear the card. But if you have your case panel on, you probably won't even hear it, to be honest with you. But with the case panel off, it is fairly audible. There's the temperatures for you guys. Moving on. I'm back, and I'm just going to summarize what I think of the GTX 760 2GB card. In all honesty, this card is pretty impressive, and it would fit very, very easily into someone that's looking to build a budget gaming PC for mostly esports games. Honestly, it is really good for the price. If you can pick a card up like this for $50, $60, you have got a solid 1080p, medium, high, in certain games, like really high frame rates. You've got a perfect 1080p gaming system, and if you can find it that cheap, you are sorted. The card was extremely impressive in my opinion. I really was surprised by the performance in certain games. PUBG, of course, is extremely unoptimized, and everyone knows that, but it ran it fairly well on medium settings, and that was pretty impressive for a 2GB variant and a 700 series graphics card. That's pretty good for a budget. For anyone that's looking to play 60 FPS constantly, this is a pretty perfect card for you. Regarding Apex Legends is a little bit more intensive. It didn't run as well as I thought it would, but if you're happy to play on like 45 frames per second in 1080p low settings, that you do you. If you dropped it down to 720p, you would definitely get more frames, and it would be a lot more playable experience. Personally, I can't stand 720p, but you might be a bit different. So if that's right up your alley, this card's good for you. If you do get the chance to get a 4GB variant over the 2GB variant, I definitely recommend getting that. But yeah, all in all guys, I do recommend this graphics card to throw into a budget build if you're looking to save a lot of money. But that's it guys, if you enjoyed this video, please show some support and let me know in the comments what you think. If you have any graphics cards you actually want me to check out, I will try and pick up one off eBay or Facebook Market or something like that. Or even if you guys have some spare components you don't want, you can possibly mail them to me and I'll make a video out of them. Completely up to you. But if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button and I will see you in the next Take It Out video. Take care guys. Take me out.